Welcome back to another episode of the Daily Candle Close News, where we program divergence and glitches and deprogram the masses. Sending you all much love and high vibrations out to wherever you are in the cosmos and galaxy and matrix. Hakuna Matata, pioneers. Just breathe. It means no worries for the rest of your days. It's a philosophy. Hakuna Matata. Just breathe, pioneers. Let go. Everything will be well. Breathe in that good-ass energy, that prana, that Merkaba, that life force. Peace, love, abundance. I'm sending it your way. Coach Abe diving deep once again with a very informational, educational, this, that, and the third Whop Bam Boo video for you all. I've been out in the heart of nature, in the matrix today, taking care of myself, my son, the cat. I hope you've been taking care of yourself too. Pay attention though, pioneers. Alert, alert. There's so much happening in the world right now. Send your thoughts to Taiwan. Send your thoughts to Russia and the EU. Send your thoughts to those still in Ukraine and everywhere in the world. Send your thoughts to South Africa and Cuba. Send your thoughts to your family, to yourself, your son downstairs, your cat downstairs. If you're watching this video right now, this is your confirmation that everything in life is gonna be okay. It's time to let go. Letting go is a must. Prepare yourself to trust the cosmos, the universe. It's hard to let go though, ain't it, Coach? I know. Sometimes it's even hard to trust what the future may hold for us, because right now it may look terrible on the planet. So much chaos, destruction, disarray, so much heartache for a lot of people. But let me tell you a secret, pioneers. Be glad things are not working out. Be glad things are not going the way you want them to. Be glad for the heartache, for the not getting what you want. Because sometimes it's a blessing hidden in disguise. Can I get a hello? When there are detours, obstacles, delays, roadblocks, lockdowns, be thankful. See the light in the darkness, because the universe, the cosmos, is now leading you to paths and places that are truly meant for you. Be glad that you don't get what you want, because now what is truly meant to be in your life will enter your life. So much abundance and love and gratitude and hospitality has been entering my life lately. Oh, I'm so thankful because we trust. How can we trust though, Coach? How can we let go, Coach? Have you ever looked at a bird perched on a tree, on a branch, so delicate, thimble, about to break? You even touch it with your finger, the branch just crumbles, but a bird stuck on there. See, the bird, its trust is not in the branch. Its trust is in its own wings, its ability to fly. Tell them again, Coach. Can I get a hello? In a global lockdown, in chaos, war, in a whole new world where they are taking away our freedoms, there is a lot of uncertainty, doubt, fear, false evidence appearing real that makes you forget everything and run. And a lot of people are heartbroken, disappointed. Some committed suicide at an alarming rate in 2020, but that was hidden. Now more than ever, you gotta trust yourself, pioneers. You gotta remind yourself the universe gave you everything you needed to overcome any adversity, obstacle, trials and tribulations you will see. That's what I gotta remind myself daily as a pioneer. Hey, I came here to do this. I chose this. I was born for this moment, right here today. And we ain't even had breakfast yet. Worked out last night at the gym, been to the gym this morning, cleaned the house last night, cleaned the house this morning, took care of the son, the cat. Going hard all day, bringing you this news. Can I get a hello? Letting go is a must. Prepare yourself to trust the universe. Trust thyself. Let's face it, a lot of people are looking a little shaky, baby. Like, oh my gosh, coach, will I ever be able to travel again in a peaceful way, in a peaceful world, or am I going to have like some sort of new yellow star like back in Nazi Germany? Or, am I going to have some kind of inoculation passport? What on earth is happening, coach? Is the world ever going to be the same? No, we're entering a new one. It's not easy to let go and trust the universe, though, but letting go is a must. Let me tell you this. Star seeds, indigos, chosen ones, pioneers, divergence, glitches, or werewolves, much love to all you. Kick back, relax, grab your favorite drink, your favorite snack, light up your favorite strand, and remind yourself you've been preparing for this moment for lifetimes. Lifetimes. You have been preparing yourself for this very moment. Once again, I'm encouraging you to not give up, not give in, because what is meant for you is aligning for you each and every day, as long as you're doing the work, building a craft and skill to get you to your outcome. A lot of people are saying, Coach, I've been watching your video the last few years, and man, you've evolved. I'm a big adult right now, Coach. I'm paying my own bills. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I just don't understand, though. How are you able to do it? I've been doing this my whole life, for lifetimes, y'all. I'm 400 years old. Outside the firmament, I've been doing this. And that's why what is happening out there in this circus show, kangaroo show of the world, isn't fazing me. I ain't studying it, not one bit. It ain't catching my energy, my prana, my Merkaba. I'm letting go and trusting the universe and cosmos, because I've reached a point in my life where nothing is going to stop me from moving forward. Let me tell you this, pioneers. I feel absolutely amazing right now. Beautiful. Woke up feeling all magical, regardless of what is going on in the world right now, all around. You don't even know about it because you've been in your TikTok swap videos and sporting events. How do you move into this state? You gotta Paulo Coelho, the alchemist. Learn how to become the alchemist. Never allow anything external govern your internal condition. This is how you let go and trust the universe. A lot of rioting in South Africa, all over the world, mass protest in Cuba, other places. Lockdown, still restrictions going on. Taiwan alert on, we told you about it for a year, get ready for the Taiwan invasion. So many things are happening right now. How are you going to find this calm center on tax day? You got to remind yourself that what is happening out there, you don't have control over. What is happening inside, though, you always have control over. That's the only thing that you can control, is your eternal feelings, eternal attitude, eternal mood. Focus on yourself every single day, every single hour, every single second. This is how you let go, because there's always going to be a new story and script that's going to make you lost, distracted, broken, and confused. This is how the inorganic ones control you. When you wake up, you check your phone, more bad news happens. Something in the world, murders, shootings, someone you love just died, more cases of the bear flu, lockdowns, South Africa problems, Taiwan problems, tax day. By the time you wake up, you're already in a bad mood because you're absorbing all that negative energy around you. So instead of reading the news and watching the news, get in the matrix, ground yourself, put your feet, take your socks off, put it on the earth, ground earth, and connect your soul to the soul of the ground. That's how you let go and trust the universe. Prepare yourself to let go of the universe, let go and trust the universe, the cosmos. This moment is perfect, the greatest moment in human history to be alive. This moment is a moment you were born to be here for. Deep divers, pioneers, divergence, glitches, or werewolves. You have awakened souls. You have all the tools inside of you. You were not born with a manual and a script for a reason, so why do you follow one now? You weren't born with a map inside of you for a reason. Imagine it if you were born with a map, because then you'd be controlled. The universe says you have everything you need, everything you'll ever need inside of you. A GPS that will always direct you to your higher self, where you need to be. So start realizing your potential. Stop saying, I'm lost right now, coach. I'm confused. Job uncertainty, life uncertainty, the future's looking grim, you're very shaky. It's okay. Because every time you fall, it means you attempted to fly. If you take time to go within inside yourself, you'll realize there's nothing to be afraid of. There's nothing to be worried about. A great Zen proverb I absolutely love says, let go or be dragged. What you're witnessing is the dragging, the collapse of an entire civilization. They call it the Great Reset, the transitioning of guards from the old guard to the new guard. But before all this, there was a cosmic, universal, worldly reset. It was called the Great Conjunction, and we are entering the age of Aquarius. We are leaving the 3D, 4D, entering the 5th dimension, and this is why you're seeing the matrix crumble in front of your eyes, because it's over. And why interfere with the enemy when they're destroying their own self? For something new to begin, something old has to end. The law of equivalent exchange. It is time for a fresh start. Stop holding on. Let go. Don't continue to ride a sinking ship. All you're seeing are the signs that it is over. Beginnings are coming. Mass protests, lockdowns. People now starting to wake up and realize they've been bamboozled, played, and lied to since the moment they were born. The progressive 1900s. Nah, coach, the big farm ain't lying to me. Our government ain't lying to me. Who's going to tell us the truth? Only you. Only you will tell yourself the truth. This is why letting go is a must. Prepare yourself to trust the universe, the cosmos, which is you, because we are stardust, celestial light beings living out a human experience. Relax, nothing is under control. What'd you say, coach? For those in the back, nothing is under control. Relax, you got this. Nothing is under control. Focus on what you can change, not what you can't change in the world around you. I told you they play tricks on your mind. It's called perception magic. They always get you focusing on the left hand and not on the right hand. They get you focusing on fear, false evidence appearing real that makes you forget everything and run, drama, negativity, things you can't control outside of yourself, instead of focusing on yourself, going within. Start cultivating the wealth and riches within inside of you. Start creating your own destiny. An inner sanctuary of peace, harmony, abundance, love, and gratitude. Investing in yourself, not out there in the matrix. Out there always lets you down, but you will never let yourself down. That's why you gotta let go. And say, right now I'm only gonna invest in here. My peace of mind is my highest form of wealth. I'm gonna invest in it. I'm not gonna allow the inorganic elite apex predators to take away my smile, to take away my distance from my family, my loved ones. I'm going to take off that face diaper. I'm going to hug my loved ones. I'm going to take a deep breath of Hakuna Matata, no worries for the rest of my days. And I'm going to breathe in that life force and reclaim my freedom. Letting go is a must. Prepare yourself for the new age and trust the universe, the cosmos. I told you, pioneers, this is all a test. People going to turn on you, family members, friends. They're going to turn on you. They're going to think you're crazy, saying, how come you ain't doing this? Look, there's going to be a lot of pressure on you, but this is why you're going to have to trust your intuition, which comes from the Latin word intuere, which means to notice, to observe. Okay? So therefore we can cultivate trust and observe ourselves in other ways unfathomable to others. We can sit with ourselves every single second, hour, minute, every single day. Spend more time in ourself, instead of in Facebook. And instead of being in Facebook, put your face in a book. Come on now. Let go. You've been programmed to be miserable. You've been programmed to be desensitized. You've been programmed to be obedient. You've been programmed to not show your true truth, your emotions. You've been programmed to be docile, asleep, a mere sheep. When you came here to roar like a lion, and if you're a female, well then you came here to be on fire, and don't nobody put her out. Letting go is a must. We have no obligations to our former self, neither. Remember that, pioneers. Can I get a hello? You gotta always elevate, elevate, elevate. They hate when you elevate. You gotta let go of what society wants you to be, who thinks you are. Stop trying to people please and please thyself. Carpe diem, seize the day. Know thyself. If you're always trying to do things to impress society, other people, you'll always be a prisoner to it, to them. Letting go is a must. For the longest time, I tried to fit into this matrix, this society, this reality, and what happened? I failed. Horribly. It wasn't working. I was cursing the universe, the cosmos, like, why can't I be like everyone else? Why can't I fit in? Why don't nobody listen to me? And I changed my life. And the universe showed me better plans for me. Showed me how I was 1 in a million, 1 in a trillion. If you don't fit into this world, it's because you came here to create a new one. Can I get a hello? You gotta let go of this world so you can enter a whole new one. You gotta let go of this limited reality and create your own. Become the alchemist. Enter an infinite reality where anything is possible. I'm on cloud 9, cloud 10, living my best life. Woke up feeling all beautiful and you know it. I let go of the box and chains they try to put me in because I'm a pioneer and divergent glitch, and I'll break any chain and box they ever try to put me in. I wrote my own story. I said, this is how my life is going to go. I'm not going to listen to anybody else, any elite tell me this is how it's going to go. I'm not going to fall for these narratives, these alerts. This is our opportunity to show the universe what we are truly made of. Are you going to hold on to fear? Are you going to hold on to feeling sorry for yourself? Or are you going to let go and say, right now I'm choosing to be born again, brand new. It's a new me, new day. Let go of things not serving me so I can make space for things that inspire me, that allow me to elevate, 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 because I hate when we elevate. I had to let go of fear. Are you going to let go of fear, the lowest vibrational frequency that keeps you in that lower chakra, that root base, that negative mindset, that logic hemisphere of the brain? Are you going to let go of the outside force controlling your brain, your life, that says, hey, do this, wear this, stay this far apart? No, you can actually say, no, this is how my story is going to go. I didn't come this far to let somebody else dictate my life, just to come this far and give up now. I came here to move beyond, to go beyond. Isn't that what PlayStation says? Enter new frontiers and transcend, like Coach Abe at the Daily Candle Close News and his pioneers. You know, I'm going to transcend everything I never thought I was capable of. What you consume, what you tune into, you'll turn into. What you consume will consume you. Don't watch the news. Create your own. Don't trust nobody. Trust yourself. Don't trust Big Pharma, the government, someone else. Don't trust me. Trust yourself. If you like something I say, well, take the intuition and vibe with it and the feelings you get inside and then act accordingly. That's all I'm asking. You know, we gotta build ourselves back up. We gotta heal ourselves. All I need is a bunch of grapes in my mouth to heal myself, full of resveratrols, good for my heart health. I'm good to go. But I don't trust some of these things some people put in their food. Is that swine? If you go to the supermarket instead of Mother Nature to get your food, come on now. We gotta get back to plant-based, 7-day no meat challenge. Eat to live well. Read between the lines, pioneers. They've been keeping us on these low vibrational frequencies. It's time to rise above. Build our legacies, build our fortress. We got to trust every single day that we got the ability to overcome and be everything we wanted to be. They wanted to make you feel powerless, and actually you got to say, I'm powerful. I am blessed. I am going to choose how this whole thing goes because I am what I say I am. Because if I wasn't, then why would I say I am? Everybody says the world ending. No, for me it's just beginning. I'm just getting started, pioneers. How about you? I've learned that what you tune into, you turn into. We are only turning into what we program ourselves to get consumed by. Letting go is a must. Trust the universe. Start inviting more magnificent, benevolent energy into your life through the sound frequency vibrations that you're consuming, going into your eyes, your retinas, what you're inhaling, what you're eating. Hakuna Matata. Let go. And when you inhale, and you breathe out all the worries, it's a form of meditation. When you exhale, you're now letting go. Practice breathing, pranayama, box breathing, conscious breathing every single day. All that stress you're dealing with, it can be evaporated when you think you're not going to make it out of this stressful situation. Just inhale deep. Affirm in your mind you got this, and breathe out. Because the universe gave me everything I need to overcome any trial and tribulation I face. Because together, power in numbers, let's unite, we got this. And fly like a bird. The only way a bird can fly so beautiful is to let go of what's weighing it down and just slide, just glide. And then you'll be saying, it feels so good to be alive. Can I get a hello, pioneers? Let go of who you think you are to actually become who you really are. Let go of fear and let love guide you. I love all of you pioneers, sending you much love and high vibrations out to wherever you are. Because what you believe in your hearts and speak in your minds will eventually become your words and your reality. And what you repeatedly do gets ingrained in your subconscious mindset. And what gets ingrained in your subconscious mindset becomes an unconscious action and an unconscious activity. And I've always wanted mine to be guideful, helpful, and nurturing to others. So, got a lot to talk about in this educational, informational, jam-packed, this, that, and the third Whop Bam Boozle. Don't know where this is going to go, but it's going to be very delicate and important to not overlook. We try to teach you finance, economics, because when you understand finance and economics, you understand how the world really works. And when you understand how the world really works, you understand that everything is a stage. It's all planned out. And we use a very esoteric metric approach to this system of economics, finance, numerology, gematria, reading the charts and the markets, everyday life and the news that we see. So we're going to be talking about a lot of things. So bear with me as I break out the mad scientist behind the scenes and I, talk about some fiery things. But I'm going to try and keep this slow and, maybe this is dragged out, but hopefully it's worth the watch in the end. So do not get fooled and played right now, pioneers. You got to know the game. The banking crisis that we've seen lately and the turmoil all around the world that we're going to be talking about could be the biggest opportunity for you and your families to transfer your wealth and make generational wealth to come. What I'm here to do is guide you, okay? I'm so excited to be here. I believe what I'm here to do is make the complex simple for you. The banking system seems very complex, but it's very easy to understand, But most people go to school, they get a job, they stay in one investment vehicle where they trust that their 10% that they're putting into their 401k or their 3% that's been getting matched by 3%, where they're probably paying a 3% fee, but irregardless, they trust that the money, that entity that they're invested in is going to help them in the long run get ready for retirement. And when the fact is, very few people retire with over $1 million. With that 4% interest, that's over just about $50,000 in retirement income. That's nothing today. So the retirement class is getting very stressed right now, even for those that think they're about to retire. The working class is getting pushed down to the poor. And people making $150,000 a year are living paycheck to paycheck. They can call it depression. They can call it recession. They can call it up. They can call it down. They can call it whatever they want. But I'll tell you what, I just filled up my car yesterday in gas at almost $4 in eastern North Carolina again. Probably about to hit 5 or 6 in the near distant future by the end of the year, like I've been saying since last year. And you don't even want to know how much it costs. 1 minute it's $2. Once we hit 2023, it shoots to $3.22, then back down to $3.21, and then $3.14 pi, and now it's back up to $4 almost. 1 minute proteins at one price, 1 minute it's at the next. 1 minute eggs and groceries at one price, and 1 minute they're through the roof. So what I'm saying is, all around the world, people are struggling. Not everybody, not the elite, but the every average day person. It doesn't matter what color you are, black, white, straight, gay, who you love, who you voted for, what you believe when you have the economy in common and your purchasing power and your spending ability and your savings ability. And can you provide a livelihood for your family? My son's mother passed away, and I get news today from Social Security for him to be able to claim his benefits. I have to take a $15,000 a year pay cut for my son to get what is rightfully owed to him. I can't imagine what other people are going through. So yeah, let them call it a recession. Let them call it a depression. I'm calling it a transition. So what I do is I actually have my studies in front of me, and I'm going to bring them out. I'm an avid studier. That's what I do, and I bring it every day. The force. I'm not a cryptocurrency expert. I'm not a financial expert. I'm not any expert. What I am an expert at is studying people, macro and microeconomics, human behaviors, psychology, criminology, and I've coached people from all around the world for the last 3 years, and I've seen how humans react based on emotion. J.P. Morgan once was quoted saying, "Billionaires use astrology, numerology, and gematria, these certain esoteric things that we teach here, but millionaires and every average day people don't." What does the cosmos and astrology that we talked about at the beginning of this video do? It's emotions, it's frequency, it's current, it's a cycle. So whether you believe this or not, you are all being played repetitively on a time loop. But if you know the game, you can't be played. So as everybody's panicking right now about tax day and all the other narratives we're going to be talking about today with the Taiwan invasion that's coming, a few other things, while they're waiting on a new president to come save them or whatever, this is the greatest time to be alive, the greatest transition of wealth, the greatest time of human consciousness awakening. This will not happen again in our lifetime, and this has never happened in our living history, and it won't happen again till after we're gone, long gone. We have massive cataclysmic things happening in the world, and we need a shock to the system to move consumer behaviors. We are moving from Web 2.0 to Web 3.0, from industrial, using your hands every day, to using technical and AI. We do have an opportunity to use discernment and make informed decisions to invest in this new infrastructure, and understand that it's very speculative. This is not advice, but you got to understand you can't just be in one investment. You got to be diversified within those investments and outside of them. So if you have a speculative asset like we talk about with crypto, we have no idea what's going to happen with some of them when it comes to regulations. But we're not foolish. We don't put all our money in cryptocurrency. We're looking to buy lands and property, different sectors of diversification across life insurance, becoming our own business, LLC, and a C Corp to get away from tax day. Again, I was on my parents' couch multiple times because I've lost everything in my life 3 times. Because I was indoctrinated into an old system of this linear thing: go to school, get a job, get money, learn how to earn. But we're all taught how to learn, memorize, but we're not taught how to learn how to save and problem solve. And we need to learn how money is fluid, currency. It is liquid, and when you put your money in a bank, they make it liquid for you. Instead, you can make it liquid for yourself and provide income for yourself. So as we move forward, I'm going to try and work at being more educational and calmer, because this is the greatest time to be alive. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and get into this video about tax day. Probably save the decode for the end of the video and talk about some important things that we've been seeing on the world stage. The war games are kicking off all around the world. So, like we showed, war games and near Taiwan, really the entire Pacific coast, as everyone prepares for what I believe is an imminent invasion of Taiwan that we've been calling for a year now on the Daily Candle Close News. Something probably we ain't seen since the outbreak of World War I and World War II. And we'll be making some important decode connections to that. So like and share this video, get it out to high vibrational consciousness individuals, so we can get everybody prepared for what we're going to see. But first, let's continue to talk about the collapse of American sovereignty and Janet Yellen admitting over the weekend that U.S. officials and the central banks are rolling out CBDCs and are going to begin to start cutting people's credit lines as the Fed begins to, do more rate hikes. This will probably affect lending and probably retail investors, us, and not the big banks, okay? So Yellen was asked in the wake of concerns in the safety and deposits after 5 large, too big to fail banks collapsed and went to zero here in the United States, with Silvergate, Silicon Valley, FTX, Credit Suisse, among many other things we've seen economically, financially, the Cash App creator dying and getting stabbed. Like, what's going on, you guys, in the Matrix right now? So, she's been going on to say, and these are very important pros, that, we're bringing in central bank digital currencies, a more track, trace, and tag your every monetary move, a digital blockchain slavery system that they will airdrop you money that you can't save because they'll take back out of your account after a certain amount of days. You're only allowed to spend it on certain things, like a more draconian style system. This could be something that we need to pay attention to in Americans' futures coming up. Not saying it could be this year, but in the near distant future, she's already admitting that this is being rolled out now in a breaking report that was shared this weekend. Okay? So we normally don't talk about these narratives and distractions on this channel, but we do sometimes to keep you informed so that you can understand and stay aware of what is happening with our finances. So we know that Yellen was asked and called out in this meeting, and she made some very critical statements that basically, has got everybody screaming the end of the US dollar is here. And she says the end of the US dollar hegemoncy, is here. Those were her words. So she's trying to say that the end of the United States dollar dominance is over. Okay? So we see China and the BRICS nations already moving away from the US dollar, implementing the ruble and the yuan, moving to a digital currency as well. Okay? So again, something we've been teaching you for 3 years now. This is exactly what they want, a reset of the system, and they're going to make a major catastrophic event disguised by all of this. Cyber pandemic, a war narrative, some kind of alien invasion, some kind of whatever, to change the monetary system from the old paper to a digital system. Remember that. So she says that the CBDC could remove the dollar's role of the world reserve currency. So she says there are important pros and there are cons. She says there are risks that when we use these sanctions and create a desire as part of the China-Iran-Russia deal that's going on, it could undermine the role of the dollar. And that's important, that there's a risk to financial sanctions. This is important for us to pay attention to, because everything in life is coming back to stocks, finance, the dollar, the cleanest dirty laundry used by the elite. Okay? But right now our allies are turning on us. France is admitting that they're pivoting towards Asia and China and the BRICS nations. Okay? So we don't have allied support like we did in the past, since we've been in a petrodollar since 1971. We've seen a lot of major monetary changes, all in the 111th year since the sinking of the Titanic. And then shortly after that, the Federal Reserve System and monetary system was created. This system is over, and Americans need to understand that the end of the dollar dominance is here. I'm not saying it's going to zero, but it's a de-dollarization and de-pegging from other currencies that have been pegged to it, and something I've been warning about for a very long time. So it's pretty important for us to pay attention to, it's irrefutable. But right now we know it's tax day, and they're saying that the tax revenues are very important to pay attention to. And news is saying tax day will indicate just how close US is to a default, whatever they want to call it. Again, it's going to affect us. In the coming days will indicate just how close we are to defaulting. I believe we've already defaulted and they ain't told us yet. So they're hinting at this right now, to be quite frank. So just throwing that out there. They're putting it out there in advance. So it's going to be quite a problem for a lot of people on the world when it comes to finance, okay? So hopefully many of you tuning in are aware of what's going on. So you're preparing yourself, okay? But some people are probably going to get wiped out, and their 401ks and pensions are going to be gone because they don't have your money in the banks. They don't have your money in these funds. America's bankrupt, okay? No one my age will ever get Social Security. That's something I truly believe. A complete collapse of retirement accounts, the housing market, capital impairments, bankruptcies are coming. A big major liquidity crisis is on the horizon, and believe me, all this is coming to the United States of America just as well as everywhere else, okay? The FDIC cannot backstop all the deposits with $250K minimum in insurance, okay? They'll probably raise it to $1 million, but they won't have any money. They don't have any money. We don't even have a fractional reserve banking system anymore. They removed the 10% reserve requirement in 2020 with the bear flu lockdowns. So now they loan out all your money you put in the banks. They used to loan out 90%, so it's really not much different. So go and try and get your money in any city. Everybody join together and go to Wells Fargo, Bank of America, and see if you can withdraw your money one day. They don't have it, okay? So we see all kinds of other narratives going on all at the same time, trying to get you distracted from the economic turmoil of finance right now. We see Russia in a power strike and blackout because of a Ukrainian drone attack, okay? So whatever, more narratives, distractions, getting you lost, broke, distracted, and confused, okay? So not surprising. We also see that we can expect food prices to continue to skyrocket as we see blockades from this upcoming Taiwan war that's going to be imminent. Poland, Hungary ban grain and food imports from Ukraine. Okay? Expect energy, oil to skyrocket. This is why OPEC Plus turned against the United States and cut supply very, very recently. Y'all didn't notice this? Oh yeah, they don't tell you this. You don't want to be using electric cars. You want to be buying oil right now. Okay, you want to be investing, in my opinion, but oil stocks. I don't like stocks, but everybody's going to be gravitating towards the basics of necessity of life as the whole world probably is going to lock down again in financial panic, like I've been warning about. Lockdowns round 2 coming again, okay? So again, just like we've been warning for a year now, is about this China-Taiwan invasion, okay? And we see U.S. warships sail following China war games through Taiwan, okay? They've been running these over the last 7 days, week and a half or so, okay? Why? Getting ready for the next world war, okay? We've been preparing you for it. So many would believe that China has air superiority over China-Taiwan, preparing for the imminent invasion. We see another one. U.S. sails warship through Taiwan Strait. Buffering up tension is what they're talking about after China drills. China likely to rapidly achieve air superiority over Taiwan. More proof in the pudding that I've been right for a year. Pay attention to that 17 number. It's probably going to be very scripted, okay, around this event. Alright, we're coming out of the 17th yesterday. This is an AI war we are about to witness, and a financial war. Again, they are all doing these drills and things over the sea, the currency right now. This is going to be an AI, technological, and currency warfare that we are witnessing, okay? Cyber attacks, all kinds of things. So There's going to be a lot going on, and we do not need to get distracted, lost, broken, and confused, because a blockade is possible, and it's probably going to happen very, very soon, causing the economy to go in economic turmoil. But in the meantime, here on the Daily Candle Close News, we tell you about the opportunities around Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, and everything else. So, let's do that a little bit. I want to thank everybody for watching cryptocurrency here at the Daily Candle Close News, where we talk about cryptocurrency almost weekly, and have been doing a lot of other random events and collaborations with some beautiful people like RC3 Moore, the Waters Above community, and Wolfpack, the Ronin, Crypto Bird Dog Ronin show, and the beautiful Awakened Soul Crypto. So shout out to everybody, But I've got an end of the video kind of, what I'm going to say, experimental TA around tax season and tax day that I want to share with you all. So stay tuned for that, okay? So right now there's a lot of coins that have been pumping and then pulling back all day. Insane. Earlier this morning, I pulled this fib from our most recent high of Friday the 14th down to this low we saw come in last night, and I was expecting to see if we could pump up to this golden pocket 702 today on tax day, and amazingly we did. So not surprising, pretty interesting there. Coming back to the 0.5 fib, we can stay tuned for a dead cat bounce scenario right here to these lower levels. We almost, when we rolled over, touched this 223 exponential moving average, a range that we keep you prepared for accumulation at these two levels or below. We like to de-risk above and accumulate below. But we've got basically four. One was hit almost, not quite. But anyway, 28,900 will be limit order to buy that we have set. So then we have one set around 28,500, 28,000 even, and then 27,200. So just major order ranges where we see open orders ready to accumulate in case we get a dead cat bounce and breaking structure from this previous high. Right now just setting lower highs on the very micro, very small time frame, the 2-hour time frame for Bitcoin right now. So one thing I did warn some people about in the Thursday night hangout was this type of rising wedge we've got drawn here, and that's pretty pretty bearish. You kind of got this rising channel, rising wedge with a 68% chance of a breakdown, and we get that. So not surprising to get this pullback to around 30,000, 29,000 psychologically. Back down to this support level of the 223 exponential moving average, a buyer's level of the 200 simple exponential moving average, so not surprising, okay? Something we teach you here as well is the 200 exponential moving average, okay? So we want to hold this level on the daily of, I would say, this 0.5 fib, psychologically 30,000. It would not be good to close multiple 2-hour candles leading into the end of the day today below this $30,000 range. It's going to continue to show a downtrend, which we'll talk about that in a minute and show you how it might not be as bad, okay? But this major support is 28,900, and then this 28,500, and then we've got a major 28,000 psychological support range. But we do not want to lose 28,500 to be 27,800, 27,500, because that's going to start to really make this look like a bull trap right here, okay? Possible bull trap, okay? But one thing we can consider is this to possibly be a descending falling wedge, you guys, and that would actually be descending channel, descending falling wedge, whatever you want to call it. We just like to throw two trend lines up and look for mathematical potential breakouts. So if we continue to fall down, this could possibly easily get a 68% chance of a breakout to the upside. So that's something that we like to teach you here. if we are able to maintain and hold support. Again, everybody's wanting a pullback and a lower price like I've been screaming about in my last few videos, but I don't mind to repeat myself like a broken record. We're in a bullish phase, setting higher lows, higher highs over time. When we zoom out, don't get caught up in the lower time frames. That's where the minutia, monotony, and chaos is, okay? So pay attention to this parallel channel and this heart line and see if we can hold support of this 0.5, this 382, this 236, okay? Now let's look at Bitcoin on the daily real quick. Bitcoin daily chart, yeah, see, just open order books on the, this is a 2-hour time frame, sorry. Just showing a lot of open orders, sending us in this up rally around the tax day today, the 18th. We'll talk about that shortly, but not surprising. Getting rejected from a supply zone. Got our demand right down here, showing strong. So let's look at Bitcoin on the daily, okay? We had this bull pennant, this bull flag that had a breakout to the upside. Not surprising. Getting rejected from, again, a supply zone. Just forming structure holding the top side of this parallel channel on the daily, okay? So we'll pay attention to that as well. We want to see if we get a daily candle close that closes today in a bullish engulfing, not a bearish engulfing like it's kind of showing right now, to be quite frank. So what we can consider this to also be is a rising channel though, and well, that's not too good for Bitcoin, because we know it's supposed to break lower, which again, however, everybody is breaking or is hoping for a breakdown. So, you know, we don't want to go with the masses. We want to go our own path. We want to go against the herd. Okay, be fearful when others are greedy, and be greedy when others are fearful. Okay, right now others are trying to be greedy. Okay, so we'll just pay attention to this potential breakdown to around this heart line of $28,000. Okay, psychologically. You know, we'll just have to see. Again, we don't really want to break 28.5, okay? So we want to see the volume and bulls come in and bring us up from this range. So boom. All right, let's do a little tax breakdown on the last several Aprils. On this chart, I'm able to go back all the way to 2018 and view a few days of tax season. And so what we'll do is we'll zoom out when in doubt and look at this on a daily time frame, because we're the daily candle close news. We like to do these things on a slow, methodical basis. Okay, so if we go back to this time period, right back here in April, where we saw Sunday 15th, the tax deadline, if it's a Sunday and it's the 15th of the month on a Sunday, April 15th. If it's a Sunday, it usually falls on April 17th. Okay, so if we go back to the tax deadline of this time period and go to the 17th, we see Bitcoin was up 2.23%. Imagine that, tying us into the 2023 year we are in, and our favorite pals at Skull and Bones University. Imagine that. Great find. I didn't even notice that earlier until just right now. But anyways, we see from the 17th all the way to the high we got was 18 days. That's not surprising when you know tax gives you that 18. So this is where we'll start to add some of the decode for this video as well. But tax giving us that 18 in reverse reduction. Okay, today is tax deadline on the 18th of the month. Last year it also fell on the 18th of the month. A lot of times tax deadline falls on April 18th. Okay, so remember that. But going back to this tax deadline chart and seeing an 18-day span to the top where we pumped up 27%, which isn't surprising because we'll get to that in our tax decode in just a minute. Alright, so but anyways, I'll just go ahead and share with you real quick. It's tying us into currency, and then we'll make our other connections in a minute. But currency giving us that 27, so you can see why Bitcoin, a digital currency, went up 27% after tax day, and it took 18 days to do that move. And then over a span of the downfall, the rejection from our former bull market into our low in the bear market before an automatic rally into the next tax season, we then saw a 67% drop in price for Bitcoin. So tax season after tax day showed a automatic rally to the upside of 28%. I'm assuming because this was coming out of a solar phase and then heading into a lunar phase. So we still had some energy around tax season, okay? Around sell in May and walk away. So May 7th, we get our sell off, okay? So very important. December lows, usually around fourth quarter, we get our microcycle highs and microcycle lows. So December high, fourth quarter, December low. About a year later, about 12 months, or really what is known as 13 moons, because we run on a moon pattern of 13 lunar cycles. Okay, you're not in the mother's womb for 9 months, you're really in the mother's womb for 10 moons. Okay, so remember that. Just some knowledge and wisdom for you all here. So what we see on our next 2019 April tax deadline, let's see, where April 15th was a Monday, so tax deadline would have fell on the 15th right there, and we were up 2.07%, tying us into currency. 27 dropped to 0. We pumped up 27% after tax deadline the year prior to this, like I was just showing you. Okay, and then within a span of the previous, we had a little micro cycle, like 8% push up, and then a sharp sell down right back down to the range around tax season. Okay, so from that low to the 33 days later, we then seen a 71% price increase in Bitcoin, because this was more than likely showing and confirming breaking out of, if I had to guess, the 382. Yes, breaking through the 382, confirming an automatic rally, like I believe we are doing right now. Something we've been sharing, confirming an automatic rally, not a new all-time high, before another low over time, just like back here and previous cycles before that we can't see on this chart. But we then come down to the bear flu crisis, which was right around and before, a month before tax season, which fell on in 2022 or 2020. April 15th was a Wednesday, so I'm pretty sure that day, let's look, I don't want to lie, Monday through Thursday, so it would have been on the 15th, like I thought. So going to April 15th in 2020 and looking at this experimental TA in tax season, because that's what TA is going back in and looking at past data and predicting future outcome. We see that on this day of April 15th, 2020, we were up 3.6%. That's going to make sense in our tax decode, because again, when we look at tax, we get the 36. Okay, so on tax day, Bitcoin, a currency, is up 3.6%. Not surprising. So from the 15th all the way to the top of our rally out of the bear flu crisis, we see it was 22 days before we get a sharp sell-off back down to the 223 and the 322 exponential moving averages, right above some open order ranges that, well, didn't quite get hit. This level did, but only later. Okay, after everyone that probably didn't get hit up here were smart enough to put another one in around these ranges, and started accumulating. So anyways, but this sharp sell-off of 22 days isn't surprising, because we teach you here that 22 number is always tied to reset, change, recycle. So reset, giving you the 22, change, giving you the 22. And just to not drag this out anymore, when you just type out recycle and do your own due diligence, it gives you 22 as well. So anyways, just not surprising. But again, tax day showing a little euphoria, a little excitement, possibly, sometimes up, sometimes down. Not much, a little dump right after sometimes, little FOMO, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Narratives probably playing out because it's April, the month of distractions, where we see things that I've shared with you, like the Titanic sinking and the Notre Dame Cathedral fire. This month we had, uh, you know, the orange guy. Dang, I should probably refer to stop using him for a while because I've just got another strike on my channel for some reason. But we saw the Titanic sink, that guy get arrested. The Waco siege. We've seen the Notre Dame Cathedral fire, the Boston Marathon bombing, the Oklahoma City bombing, Columbine High School shooting, Virginia Tech shooting. Kurt Cobain died. Martin Luther King was assassinated. Abraham Lincoln was assassinated on April 15th. Back in 2021 or 2020, the most cases was in April. William Shakespeare died this month. Multiple scripted events always happening around the month of April. So remember that. And Oklahoma City bombing was November 19th. So either way, just sometimes a pullback in the markets, causing fear, uncertainty, and doubt, getting people scared before it then continues to rally sometimes. Sometimes, again, it's not always like that, but reiterations into a rally, then a sharp sell-off into a low. But either way, just a lot of volatility around tax day. Okay, so something I wanted to share with you all today was just to continue to break this down by the code. Then we get our pi cycle high indicator come in and show a high around April 14th, and then the 15th, the day after tax day, we get a sell-off in the market that takes 69 days to hit a low and go down 55%. Not surprising, because when we type out Satoshi Nakamoto, the creator of Bitcoin, it gives you the 55, so not surprising. Tying us in there to the 55% down after tax day and hitting a high in Bitcoin of 57 roughly $1,000 at the time being. So yeah, a high of 64 actually at that time period. Then we later went on to hit a 69k top. We then fell into a tax day, a dead cat bounce scenario, where tax day was pretty volatile as well around this time period of Friday. Tax season wouldn't have been on a Friday. If it's on a Friday, it's held on the 18th. Yeah, so it would have been on the 18th this year, this previous year of 2022. So when we look at the 18th, tax day, like I said last year, tax equals 18. It was on the 18th. We got a pump up rejection from the 322, 223 exponential moving averages down into our low over time. That then took roughly 217 days. Imagine that. These keep getting longer and longer over time, except for that 122-day iteration. But either way, led to our low of where we just came out of 15,400, 15,500. So what does this tax season lead to, especially as we get ready to approach 420 this year and the hybrid solar eclipse? Something that is going to be very important to pay attention to. The 110th day of the year, in the year of the rabbit giving us that 110 in numerology and gematria. Okay, so we're going to pay attention to this upcoming very important hybrid solar eclipse, a very rare phenomenon, that some will be able to experience. The ring of fire. Okay, the corona, the outermost part of the sun's crust, is during an eclipse is called the corona, the crown. Corona is Latin for crown, your crown chakra. Okay, so use this time period to ascend, to manifest, okay, during this very rare eclipse. Alright, one we only see a few times every century. Alright, so it's so very important. Okay, so getting back into talking about this decode around tax day and the 18th today. Let's go to that, because when you look at today, it is the 108th day of the year. That is, drop the 0, you get the 18. And that is the spiritual number of completion, of perfect unity of body, mind, and spirit. Okay? Spiritual completion, transformation. Alright? So very important that we pay attention to these awesome connections. So let's continue this decode, because we know tax gave us 18 and tax deadline is today. So we're going to type that out. Giving us that very powerful 99, 45, 63, and 38. We'll be making connections to those, but Jupiter is making a few of them. And Jupiter is Thor, Zeus, our eminent overlord. Thor and Jupiter overthrew Kronos, Saturn. Okay? Remember that in the mythology. So the 99, 36, 45, we're getting the tax deadline. The 27, we're getting the currency. Okay? The 27, we're getting in money. Alright? The 27, we're getting in fiat, which is what they call money. Alright? That 36, alright? That 18 today, fiat, tax deadline, alright? In cash. Okay? Just making some very powerful connections. 27 can be perceived as the 2 sevens. Okay? So very important. Alright. So that's tying us into Jupiter, which is also known as Mercury, you guys. Which is also known as Hermes. Mercury giving us that 103, which we know is the 27th prime number. Okay? Mercury is known as the god of commerce and money. Okay? Giving us that 33. The eclipse is on 420, that 42. So we're paying attention to commerce around this time period in the eclipse. This 75 that we get in cryptocurrency. And pay attention to that 33 in commerce. We'll make another connection to that in just a minute. Okay? But cryptocurrency, sorry, I'm using one hand to type, you guys, is giving us that same 75. Okay, so we're going to be paying attention to cryptocurrency around this time period. But that 33 we got in commerce ties us into today, April 18. The 33 that we get today, the 52 in cryptocurrency. So we're paying attention to cryptocurrency around the tax deadline. Okay, but I warned about Taiwan today in the beginning of this video, and we get that 18 today on tax deadline. Why am I talking about Taiwan? Because we're seeing turmoil in around Taiwan, and we've been seeing scripted news articles for the last year, and I've been preparing my pioneers for the invasion of China into Taiwan, just like we saw Russia into Ukraine, just like we saw in World War I and World War II wars. We're going to see another one, a global one, over AI and artificial technology, over nuclear warfare, over monetary warfare and cyber attacks. Okay, so remember this, that 68 we get in Taiwan is tying us into Hermes, which is Mercury, the trickster god. Okay, remember that. Okay, that 31 we keep getting in this decode and a few things in Hermes, it is also tying us into the Fed, you guys, money. Okay, the Fed, who controls our finances. Okay, that 31 in control. 31 in finances. Okay, just remember that. Alright, and they control it by astrology, giving us, I always spell astrology, but giving us that 31, the 3 ones. Pay attention to astrology and the 420 eclipse. Okay, so remember that. Just sharing with you knowledge, gnosis, truth, and wisdom, so that you can evolve and overcome, so you can become the Christ. Giving us that 18. Gotta make sure I'm typing. But Christ, giving us that 18. Boom. How about that? Okay, become the Christ, the ascended master. It is a title. Okay, remember that. The Bible is written in parable and allegory. metaphysical about the Homo sapien body. Okay, remember that. All right. And astrology and numerology. There's gematria in there too. There's a lot of parables and allegories. You've got to read it with a third eye open. That's 27 we've been getting. You got to be able to see. Okay, you see, 27. You got to be able to have sight. Okay, and we've been talking about currency tonight. Currency is just thought. Okay, that's the greatest currency in the world. 99, 36, 27, all tying us into Jupiter. That thought in your head is Thoth, Jupiter. It is Mercury. It is your currency, your greatest asset. Remember that. Okay, something we teach you here. All right, but this Taiwan war is imminent. Something I prepared you for a year now. And why are we going to see it? Why was I preparing you for it? Because 27, the 110 we get in rabbit. It's all going to be around currency and in the rabbit year. Okay, it gives us that 38, death 38, murder 38, RIP 38, Kabbalah 38, hexagon 38, tying us into the Saturn cult. Okay, I ain't gonna type all that out. But Taiwan war starts when, you guys? Today, on the 108th day of the year, 207, drop the 0, you get the 7, drop the 0, you get the 18. It starts on the 18th. Beware of any scripted news around the Taiwan war starting any day now. Just remember that. Why is this so important? Because we have a date numerology coming up right on the Queen's birthday that adds up to 68, tying us into Hermes, the 111th day of the year, and the Titanic sank 111 years ago. Sinking of the Titanic gives you 111 when you type it out. Okay? So let's do this. Sinking of the spelling D with 3 H's, Titanic, giving us the 111. Okay, the 68. Why is that important? Why does this day add up to 68 in numerology? Well, if you go back to when World War I started, it added up to 68 in numerology. And if you go to actually this was World War II, and if you go to World War I in 1914, it added up to 68 in numerology. So let's go to the 29th. I know there's the nations declared everything on the 28th, I know, but the war started on the 29th, the day that added up to 68 numerology. So pay attention to any war starting around this time period, the 111th day of the year. Okay, this day's added up to 180, dropped to 0, the 18 we've been talking about today. Okay, so very important. Just go back and do your own research on these world wars and pay attention to the Taiwan and China and Russia and North Korea and Middle Eastern and U.S. Israel and banglement we're about to be in. You guys, it's going to be one of the greatest rituals we will ever see take place on the world stage. And ritual giving us that 18, the 81, the 27, the 45 we've been getting today. 18 is 81, as above, so below, so within, so without. Okay, remember that. So very important. When I was doing this decode this morning, it was 68 degrees, and I kept seeing all these 68s, and I was like, man, you can't make this up. So I had that written down on my notes right here, but it's 75 degrees, 76 degrees right now. But yeah, we're just about to watch the war games kick off, you guys. Again, China is out there doing war game simulations and drills. They were doing a 3-day simulated drill about a virus outbreak 2 months before we saw it. But, anyway, war games kick off, giving us 86, the mirror of 68, as above, so below. That 257 tying us into the 55th prime number, tying us back into Jupiter's thunderbolt. You guys, boom, giving us that 257, that 86, the mirror of 68, as above, so below. This 112, who's gonna be making all the moves, the very high ones in the Talmudic Judaism and other Kabbalistic cults. 112. So very important. These guys. Oh, Zion. Oh, okay, I know what I did. Yeah, 112. These guys. Alright, so, alright, let's look over the notes, make sure we got everything talked about with the April tax deadline decode and, the the casualty, casualties that we're seeing, on the world stage, all around the world, just chaos, turmoil, economic collapse of the old guard ushering in the new guard, and we've got a chance to prepare our livelihoods and families for the future to come. The most important thing we can remember is just again this Christ character becoming the ascended master, Neo, the one, the 18 we get today, because we know the study of 18 in Judaism, it means alive, you guys. And that's something I always try and teach you guys here. You are the one, the matrix body, and the 8 is the analema, the infinity symbol. So you are the matrix body, the one, connected to source, connected to life. You are a celestial light being living out a human experience in a rental vehicle, a car that is the body, a host. Okay, so remember that. But this number 18 it means alive, it means life. Okay, it is called high. Okay, it's the symbol right here. It means living in Hebrew. Okay, so a lot of people today they are not living, they are merely just existing, and I'm trying to get you to become alive again and become a divergent and glitch in the matrix. We talked about Bitcoin. I guess we'll look at Ethereum real quick before we get off here. I shared my tax DNA, my tax TA, experimental TA to see what happens. Right now, we know Bitcoin's just waiting to see if we're going to break higher to 32,200, our next target range and de-risking range, and then possibly break on up to 38K, that very important range around the 702 golden pocket. So we could get a healthy pullback to, like we talked about. We'll have to see what happens. We could get some major scripted news that brings us all the way back down to this order book range of 22,300. That would show a clear bull trap, but the thing is, we would want to hold 22,000, set a higher low in structure, confirming high, higher high, higher high, with a higher low, low, higher low, higher low. Probably not going to get that though, you guys, until later in the year. Just throwing that out there. So let's move on to Ethereum real quick. And yeah, just still getting rejections from these open order book ranges. Zoom in. We're, failing to hold support of this trend line we've talked about. So not surprising. This is a 2-hour time frame. We pulled a bearish fib to see if we can possibly reaccumulate, see where a great option is. And it's coming in right around this 888. Not surprising. We could go as low as 1618, but if we lose 1990, you guys, we're going to be in a confirmed downtrend for that as well. Probably back down to retest 1950 all the way to, I'd say 1900. Just filling in some of these order ranges down here. We've got a lot of them. So, just going to have to pay attention. We know we de-risk above these two moving averages and we accumulate below them. It's really just that simple, you guys. So, yeah, we do have some support right here at around 20,000. I always say that because I talk about Bitcoin before this. But 2,550 or just 2,000 psychologically. So we can pay attention to that. Let's look at some EMAs for Ethereum. Yeah, that's 200. Yeah, 1963. That could be possible. It could be possible. Let's look at the 8. Yeah, still got a lot of ranges down there we could easily swipe down to and be bought up in a day, 2 days. It just depends. So let's look at XRP real quick, because it's, oh man, it's making its way in the news a lot again, and a lot of people were talking about the lawsuit and this and that, and it's just because we've been in this euphoric pump and rally to the upside for quite some time. Pretty choppy sideways action, with a buying climax, selling climax, possible automatic rally, and we could get a a creep right here. And this is Wyckoff on a 2-hour time frame, by the way, you guys. So it's, bear with me here. This is one way to view this. We could get a spring or a low that is a double bottom, or we could just set this higher low and continue up. That's one way to look at it. One way I am looking at this, though, is Elliott wave pattern theory, with our low coming in around 32, around that 30-cent range, with a 1 wave, 2 wave, this being our 3 wave, this long drawn out wave with our low coming in right here. But we know the 4th wave is usually the longest drawn out wave before we enter our 5th wave to the upside, to right there at around $1.11, because the 5 wave we can typically see be, usually your 3 wave is typically the longest in Elliott wave pattern theory, and you don't ever want to have your 4 wave come below your 1 wave. Typically, typical rules that you learn from most traders. But again, I always try and teach people that this is the most volatile asset class, the first asset class since the 1600s, the only asset class that's seen assets move up, 50, 60, 70,000% in a matter of months. Bitcoin's up over 1,000,000% since its inception, and I just don't think they're supposed to follow the rules. Like, some rules are meant to be broken. But anyway, so I view this sometimes on an outside the box approach, different metric. So anyways, just possibly maybe seeing another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pattern with inside this 5 wave, all the way up to the 4.236 to around 90 cents. Very overheated from this fib pool from our most recent 58 cent to our recent 50 cent low. So we'll just have to see how things play out. But again, we do got some major ranges that's confirming, $1.11 right around the 0.5 dead cat bounce scenario. We can still go higher, we know that, but we're not going to be greedy. Remember that. So, one thing I can say is, just be prepared. I do have a 3x leverage long still in the cards to potentially see some profits in this coin. I'm very bullish on seeing the 62 cent come up any day now. But when XRP was 30 cents, nobody was asking about it. When it was 17, 18 cents and I was screaming about it, nobody was asking about it. And I was talking about how it's a good opportunity. Nobody was asking me how to get in it and how to go about it. And now that it's 40 and 50 cents, people are flooding my emails and my messenger, and I think it's really hilarious how people wait till we're up 70+% plus or minus, and they want to join the party. So everybody listening here, you need to tune into the sentiment in this market. If you're starting to get excited after euphoric rallies, then you're in the wrong party. You want to be early, okay? And I think for XRP, when we look at this particular project, we're all going to be very early come years from now, okay? But we should have been buying when it's boring, when it's bloody. But I think what makes people continue on this XRP bandwagon cycle of not taking profits and learning how to understand this asset is because they just follow the hopium and they believe in getting rich overnight. And I see clearly what this asset is. I get it, cool. But at the same time, I don't give a darn about none of that, because I've got a family to take care of. I don't care about what it can do. I need to take profits because I got a family to feed. Alright, I got things to take care of in my life that I want to achieve. Alright, so bosses, and I know about being a boss, regardless of what a manager or somebody else, a customer thinks. As a boss, you have solutions to problems, pioneers. Okay? That's it. A boss makes choices. He leads. He has solutions when you have problems. Alright, so whatever I'm given in the present moment is how I respond to all the nonsense going on in the world around us. I'm not here to make predictions. Yes, sometimes I'm very good at it. But if I can just do it to help you see clearer and be better at taking this skill and then ascending me as the teacher and becoming the master, then I see opportunity in you growing, and that's what I'm out here for. If you've got a problem, I'm hoping I'm here to provide a solution. Get in tune with yourself. So when you hear me say things that you might not agree with, because it's not what everybody else is saying, well, it's because I've already become the ascended master. I've been able to take this craft and skill and look at this through the eyes of the elite. So I'm not going to get caught up in the chains and binds of somebody else's groupthink and hopium that this is going to make me rich overnight. Don't be waiting for some fairy dust XRP token or whatever to go to some arbitrary insane price action. Live your life, create a business. I'm being as straight up as I can with you, because you cannot just wait bull market after bear market after bull market after bear market for something to happen with the chart and for you to get involved. You have to go out and make things happen. You have to study, get a mentor, do the work. If you aren't able to tap into it, then find something else that is, for you. And then you can worry about all the news and, the sporting events and the power outs and food shortages and what all that nonsense, the tornadoes that we may see in scripted events of wars, alien invasions. You can pay attention to all that when it comes, because you've already got yourself taken care of, okay? Alright? So with all that being said, we're going to sign out of this one. I hope you enjoyed this tax deadline and breakdown of why we see scripted events in the month of April around the tax deadline sometimes, and why we potentially can see volatility coming up in the near distant future to the upside or downside out of this consolidated area we've been in over the last several days for cryptocurrency, dating all the way back to March for a lot of these coins. So pioneers rise, take care, and God bless. Don't forget about Mercury station in retrograde, another astrology time period coming up. But we'll see you in the next one. Pioneers rise, take care, and build your fortress. Build your legacy.